But I didn't expect that while she talked a big game about her faith, deep down, she was just a greedy, shameless person. Back then, if someone had offered me $1 million, I would have been willing to kneel for it. It's hard to resist the pull of money when you're broke. The only people who can truly treat money like it's nothing are the ones who already have more than they can spend. Take me, for example. What's $10 or $20 million to me now? It's nothing. I have tens of billions in my account that I don't know how to spend. And the Grand Group makes tens of billions in profit every year that I also don't know what to do with. So what's the point of asking for another 20 million? I'd rather not take the money and have them treat me with respect, calling me Mr. Wade, their great benefactor. That's a pretty great feeling. But how could I ever tell Waria any of this? Right now, she thinks I'm some kind of saint who sees money as worthless and has incredible powers. In that case, I might as well let her keep thinking that. At that moment, Waria took a small sip of her drink and said, "You know, I can put up with almost anything else. But when it comes to marriage, I just can't stand them controlling me. I don't want to be their pawn. I don't want to marry a man I don't love. And I refuse to sacrifice my youth and happiness for the Smith family's benefit. I don't want to make the same mistakes my mother did." Charlie asked, curious, "Your mother? Was her marriage arranged too?" "Yes," Waria nodded. "My mother married my dad, and she was never happy. She was miserable for years and died young." Charlie remembered that Waria had recently lost a historical artifact her mother had left her. According to Orville, her mother had been gone for more than 10 years. Waria was only about 25 now. That meant her mother must have passed away when she was just 10 years old. In that case, her mom really was young when she died. Waria took another sip of wine, fiddling with the glass in her hand. She said, apologetically, "I'm sorry for making you listen to me ramble on like this." Charlie quickly replied, "Don't say that. The fact that you chose to tell me all this shows you trust me." Waria nodded slightly, wiping a tear from the corner of her eye. "By the way, thank you so much for everything today. You not only saved my grandpa, but you also listened to me complain. So thank you." Charlie smiled slightly. "You don't have to be so formal. We're friends after all. When friends are too polite with each other, it just creates distance." "Yeah," Waria nodded. "It's getting late. How about I give you a ride home?" Charlie waved his hand. "You don't need to drive me home. Besides, you definitely shouldn't be driving after drinking. You should get a designated driver." Waria nodded and said, "Don't worry, the manager here can drive for me. I'll have her take you back first." That night, after Waria dropped Charlie off at his home, she returned to the Smith family villa. Mr. Smith had ignored Charlie's advice to rest. Instead, he was sitting in the main hall, listening to Waria's father and her uncles report on family matters. Seeing her return, Mr. Smith quickly waved his hand and said, "Waria, I've been waiting for you." "Grandpa," Waria called out respectfully, "what did you need to see me about?" Mr. Smith said, "You're the one who invited Mr. Wade here. Tell me about him. I want to know every detail." "Yes, Grandpa," Waria said quickly. "Mr. Wade and I met by chance at the antique gallery. He was with his father-in-law at the time." "Father-in-law?" Mr. Smith frowned. "So Mr. Wade is already married?" "Yes," Waria nodded quickly. "What a shame." Mr. Smith shook his head and sighed. "Ah, that's a real shame." Honor quickly spoke up. "Grandpa, don't worry. I've already looked into this Mr. Wade. It seems he's just a house husband for a small, unimportant family." "A small family?" Mr. Smith was even more confused. What kind of small family could land a son-in-law like him? Honor said with a smile, "The Wilson family. You've probably never heard of them, Grandpa." "I haven't," Mr. Smith frowned. "Well, since it's just a small family, that shouldn't be a problem. We still have a chance." After he spoke, he looked at Waria and said, "Waria, please continue." So Waria continued. Back at the antique gallery, Mr. Wade's father-in-law accidentally knocked over one of our antique vases. But then, Mr. Wade fixed it using some kind of lost artisan skills. He didn't just repair the vase, he actually doubled its value. That's when I really started paying attention to him. After that, Waria described everything she knew about Charlie. When she mentioned how Charlie had defeated the famous metaphysics expert from San Francisco, causing his death at the White family's metaphysics conference in Oris Hill, everyone in the room was stunned. Mr. Smith murmured, "I've heard of that man. They say his abilities were unmatched. Even someone as powerful as Lyle Ramsey had to show him respect, and he was killed by Mr. Wade?" "Yes," Waria said, her face filled with awe. That same day, the man was being so arrogant in front of Mr. Wade. Mr. Wade just looked up at the sky and said the word thunder. Then, a clap of thunder erupted out of thin air and struck the imposter dead on the spot. "My God, what kind of supernatural power is that?" Mr. Smith was stunned. The other Smith family members were just as stunned. Summoning lightning from the sky to strike down a metaphysics expert from San Francisco? That was unbelievable. Then Waria said, "Later, another spiritual energy consultant from San Francisco tried to trick me. But thanks to Mr. Wade, he saw right through the guy and helped me fix the dragon's snare in my energy alignment." Waria went on, recounting Charlie's other incredible feats. After hearing it all and considering how Charlie had just saved his life, it was as if Mr. Smith had been struck by lightning himself. He sat at the head of the table for a long time before finally sighing. "The Wilson family. They have a one-of-a-kind son-in-law. This Charlie isn't just some ordinary man. He's a living legend." Honor said skeptically, "Grandpa, Charlie has some talent, sure. But isn't calling him a true prodigy a bit of an exaggeration?" "An exaggeration?" Mr. Smith said sharply. "You think summoning thunder and lightning from the sky with a single word isn't a great supernatural power? A person with that kind of power isn't just a true prodigy. They're practically a true god. That's what that is." After speaking, he turned to Waria and said with a serious tone, "Waria, I have a mission for you." Waria quickly said, "Please tell me." Mr. Smith said, "I want you to bring Charlie into the Smith family, no matter what it takes. I want him as our son-in-law." "What?" Everyone present, including Waria, was shocked. But deep inside, a little thrill of excitement went through Waria. Still, she answered cautiously, "Grandpa, he's already married." "So what?" Mr. Smith said firmly. "I don't care if he's married. Even if he had a dozen wives and a busload of kids, we would still have to win him over. If we can get a man like him into the Smith family, it would guarantee our family's power will grow exponentially. We could even become one of the top families in the country. Without him, in 100, 300, or even 500 years, the sons of the Smith family might never achieve that magnificent goal." Waria hesitated for a moment, but then a strong sense of hope filled her. She looked at her grandpa and said seriously, "Grandpa, I understand." Mr. Smith laughed loudly. "Good! Excellent! If you can make this happen, Waria, you will be the next head of the Smith family." When those words were spoken, the entire room was stunned. When had a woman ever been named the head of the Smith family? But Mr. Smith had made the promise, and everyone knew he had never broken his word in his entire life. For a moment, everyone in the Smith family was lost in their own thoughts. When Charlie got home, it was already 10 o'clock at night. He was a little confused, however, when he walked in and saw his family sitting in the living room, a heavy silence hanging in the air. Elaine saw Charlie return and immediately glared at him. "Charlie, where have you been? You've been gone for so long. Do you even care about this family? Charlie was about to answer when his wife Claire suddenly frowned and cut in. "Mom!" Elaine quieted down. Charlie carried the vegetables to the table and asked casually, "What are you all talking about? You look so serious." Jacob asked him, "You mean you don't know about the big news in Oris Hill today?" "What news?" "Byron Walsh's company suddenly went bankrupt and all his business partners pulled their contracts. It's like all his creditors showed up at once. His whole financial structure just collapsed and he went bankrupt overnight. He owes billions in debt. He was so desperate that he got into an accident. They say he's in a coma now." Charlie played dumb, saying with a surprised look, "Really? That's awful." Jacob shook his head and sighed. Byron Walsh used to be a big shot in the Oris Hill real estate scene. The guy was rich and powerful. I wonder who he pissed off to end up like this. A person like him deserves to go bankrupt. Claire's face was cold. She felt no sympathy for the creep who had tried to take advantage of her. Elaine sighed. "See, Claire, this is how dangerous it is to start a business on your own. You could not only lose all your money, but your life too." After that, she looked at Claire and said firmly, "This is why you shouldn't be trying to start some studio. The risk is just too high. If you ask me, you should just go back to the Wilson Group. Your grandma promised you a director position, and you'll get $1 million annual salary if you go back. Isn't that so much better than trying to start your own business?"
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.